Hello, everyone. This is Marie Wade, and this is the Finest Women in Real Estate talk show. And today we have an amazing guest who is Rachel LaMar. Rachel is a real estate lawyer, a real estate broker. And Rachel, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Yes, so
Yeah.
exciting. Um, well, really, I'm just curious about what's going on with the real estate market because I'm hearing so many different stories, and I feel like, okay, this is actually really different from what people are thinking because of the lockdown. And
Right.
some people are saying that, oh my gosh, the market is going to crash and things like that. But I'm not hearing that from the agents that I know. So, what is your experience right now with the real estate market?
Yes, so the real estate market has been on fire in the last, probably last month, but especially the last few weeks. We're seeing multiple offers just pretty much across the board, especially on properties that are under 600,000 and under.
Okay, and these are mostly in San Diego, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. And when you say under 600,000, are we talking about a two-bedroom, single family? What is the?
Yeah, I mean, mostly what I've been showing in the last few weeks are anywhere from 2 to 4 bedroom single family homes.
Okay.
But also condos and townhomes as well. Same thing.
Really?
Yeah, if it just really depends on price and location. So if a great property comes on the market and it shows well, we're just, I mean, literally one just came on today. I just went and showed it, or yesterday. He already has 2 offers that came in this morning. And so these clients that I'm working with lost out yesterday or this morning. No, last night we found out they lost out to a multiple offer situation. It's a
Okay.
single family 3-bedroom home. So now here they
Okay.
are going to probably be in the same situation again.
Okay.
But
So what do you think the reason behind this, situation?
gosh, I mean, I've been kind of trying to analyze that in my own head and with colleagues, and I think one reason is that the interest rates are just so low, and another reason I think is it's normally the buy time. So a lot of people probably plan to buy. For example, I'm working with a family right now who has been renting and they planned to buy now, and their lease is up at the end of June. So some people they don't want to get into another year lease when the rates are so low, and they were planning to buy anyway, so they're out looking. But
Okay.
it's a whole new world with the looking because it's you have to sign a coronavirus entrance form to get into a property and wear your masks and your gloves, and it's a little bit different, so
So
challenging.
so these people are not worried about the future.
Some people don't seem to be, but on the other flip side of the coin, I just showed a house today that was fell out of escrow because it was a military couple and he just got laid off. So I think one of the biggest problems we're going to have in this kind of a market is qualifying people for a loan because some people are not working as much and their income may have gone down. Some people have um, are not working at all, and then how do you even get a loan if that's the case? So I think that's going to be the biggest problem is
Okay.
qualifying people. Yeah.
I see. Well, so regardless of the multiple offers that are coming in,
Right.
you're saying that these offers could be not qualified buyers.
I mean, so all of the agents are being very smart. All the listing agents right now are requiring a couple of things to even see a house. They're requiring a coronavirus entry form, which you have to have, and a lot of them are requiring the pre-approval and some even the proof of funds just to go and show the house. So
Okay.
people are being really cautious, which is good. But like I said, I mean, even if someone is technically pre-approved by a lender, if tomorrow they lose their job or their hours are cut back and their income, or for some reason their debt to income ratio just is too high, then it's going to be hard to approve people. So I think most of the listing agents are taking precautions right now to make sure that the buyers who do bring them offers are as approved as they can be. But I think it's still that part of it's still a little tricky right now, and I think a
Mhm.
lot of buyers agents don't really think about that. But you can have a pre-approved buyer ready to go, no contingencies or anything, but you can't control what's going to happen. And if they lose their job tomorrow or um, you know they have their debt goes up for whatever reason, then they might not get that loan. So
Okay. So what's your prediction in the next few months here? I mean, I'm sure you have some sort of an insight on what do
yeah,
you think is going to happen?
yeah, I'm really not sure. That's kind of a heavy loaded question, and I've had a few people ask me that. I mean, normally I would say my prediction was that, well, okay, first of all, one thing I can say is I believe that potential sellers are going to start to see that all these homes are going, at these, it's still, technically a seller's market because things are going with multiple offers. People are offering asking price or higher, right? So I
Yes.
think a lot of those people who were holding off for whatever reason, whether it's the pandemic or whether their job has changed, might start putting their houses on the market in the next few months. So I think we're going to see the inventory increase. So I feel pretty strongly that that will happen. As far as just people qualifying, that's just a throw it to the wind. I don't know because it depends on so much, and it depends mostly on the economy. So it's really hard to predict. But I think that as long as the interest rates stay low, anyone who is considering buying, I think we're going to start to see those people coming out for sure.
Okay. And if we're going to have an increase on inventory,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean that it's going to make it better for the market? Because I know that we have a shortage
Right.
of inventory. So now that you're saying that we might have more inventory, then
Mm-hmm.
would that be better price wise?
I think so. I think if the inventory increases, then these we're seeing these multiple offers. I mean, if there's more inventory and the buyer pool is still out there, obviously they have more to choose from, and we may start at some point in time. We're going to have to start seeing the prices either come down or just not rise anymore, and not see these multiple offer situations. So the more inventory we get, the higher the chance that we won't, it'll kind of start to, because it was starting to mellow out from being a seller's market. It's been a seller's market for a long time. And
Okay.
I was actually starting to predict that and so were economists, that we were heading towards this buyer's market. But then when the pandemic hit, it kind of, like, all the homes that probably would have gone on the market at this time right now, a lot of people are holding off because they just are unsure and they don't know what's going to happen with the job, with the schools, with, if your kids aren't in school and you have young kids, you have to stay home or figure that out. So there's just a lot at stake. But I do think that at some point, yes, we will have to see that inventory, or when the inventory rises, at some point, we will have to see the market at least leveling off.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Which is good for the buyers later on
Yeah.
because
Yeah, but
at least they can afford.
if the economy is healing though, and we're starting to see more inventory, then there's a chance, although I don't think this will happen for a while, but there's always a chance that the Feds could slightly raise the interest rate. And then the other side of the coin too is, normally the buyers are buying now in spring and early summer because they want to move. The buyers who have families, they want to move before school start, which is usually end of
Okay.
August, early September. But because some schools may not be starting in September, we just don't know yet. And so if that's the case, then maybe we'll see this, summer buying season extend a little bit past summer. I just don't know. I mean, if your child isn't physically going back to school, I just don't know what the protocol would be for, let's say you buy a house in September and move in October, and then they say schools are going to start, I don't know what the protocol would be for somebody getting their child enrolled in a new district. That,
Okay.
that, that would be part of, and I don't think really the school district knows at this time either. Most of the school districts are just still trying to figure out everything that's going on. And now they're talking about laying off teachers. So there's just too many factors involved to really make
Yeah.
predictions like that. Yeah.
Now, what do you advise the investors that are still looking out for opportunities in San Diego?
Yeah. If you're okay, so if you're an investor, as in somebody who's looking to buy a home for yourself, and you're like a buy and hold, and you're going to hold on to it for a long time, live in it, make it your home, build equity, etc. I still think now's a great time. And I really don't ever think that it's a bad time to invest in San Diego real estate. And I'm not saying that because I'm a real estate agent, but because of where we live, because we live in this beautiful area. We're coastal, we're a vacation destination. So even, and markets rise and fall all the time. And so even if the market were to completely crash today and just the worst way you can imagine, it's gonna go up. It's going to climb at some point. So I always think investing in San Diego real estate is a good idea. If you are let's say a flipper, there are actually a lot of flippers out there right now, which is interesting to me because I don't really consider Southern California to be a good flipping area anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. What happens is, let's say a house is priced at $500,000, and let's say you have, five cash buyer flippers come in and say, I'll give you 450 cash or 475 cash, and then they kind of start outbidding each other. Well, the problem is every dollar they go up, they're eating into their profit. So you really, in my opinion, because I have some serious flipper investors, and
Okay.
they won't buy here anymore. At least not MLS properties. I do know a flipper investor who buys off market properties,
Mm-hmm.
properties that are distressed. And in that case, if you can get a great deal on those and you're not bidding against anyone else, then you're not going to strip your
Yeah.
profit down. So that would be
What?
a great investment.
Okay. What about new developments? Are there anything going on in San Diego for new developments?
There are quite a few. I'm not familiar with all of them across the county, but I work in Carlsbad is where I live, and we have a couple new developments here. There's quite a few in Vista as well, single family homes. There in Oceanside has some really nice townhomes near downtown Oceanside. I mean, so there's definitely some developments, and I think a lot of the builders are working with agents and offering higher commissions and such to get them to bring their clients in there. But I'm definitely seeing, or in this last year or so, in like 2019, saw a lot of new developments.
Okay.
And as far as buying those, I mean, again, if you're buying in a great area, like, I'm in here in South Carlsbad, I'm really close to the beach. If you're buying in an area like that and you're buying a brand new home and you're going to go in and, do all the window treatments and the landscape and all that, you're going to already probably have equity in your home. So
Okay.
wherever the market goes at some point, you're in coastal San Diego. So,
Okay. Well, let's talk about South Carlsbad because I
okay.
know that there's so many great areas in San Diego, but what is so specific about Carlsbad that is really cool for people to know?
Oh my gosh, Carlsbad is a great city. Well, Carlsbad is actually, a lot of people don't know this, but we have 4 zip codes in Carlsbad. So we're like a T, and the T is the major streets are El Camino Real and Palomar Airport Road. So we have the front of the T would be like northwest and southwest Carlsbad, and then we've got northeast and southeast Carlsbad. And so each little quadrant is very, very different, but they all have wonderful. We have so many trails here. We have, if you love to bike, run, we have, one of my favorites is Bataquitos Lagoon Trail. I walk that several times a week, and it's beautiful. We have the beaches, we have museum, we have Carlsbad Village, which is absolutely beautiful, little village to walk around in when things are open, and great restaurants. And we also have the coaster terrain there. So you can hop on the coaster from a couple different places in Carlsbad and head to Old Town for dinner, downtown, Encinitas, wherever you choose. And so there's just a lot to offer here. It's a lot of fun for people who love to be outdoors.
How long have you lived in Carlsbad, Rachel?
I've been here for 25 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
25 years. That's awesome. You
Yeah.
definitely know everything about Carlsbad. I did have an experience of Carlsbad Village, and it's so beautiful
That was
there.
so much fun.
Yeah,
It's
the
so much fun.
water, the restaurants. I
Yeah.
remember just there's this one Italian restaurant that I love, and they cook this angel hair with clam sauce. Oh my gosh, it's to
Uh,
die for.
was it Vitalucci's?
No, it
No.
was
Okay.
this small Italian, which is right across, right across this Mexican restaurant, and it's right on Carlsbad Village Drive. It's all the way
Okay.
at the end, closer to the water already. It's that
Okay.
last corner. You know what I'm talking?
Okay, Italian. Yeah, there's one place oh, yes, I know what it is. It's right on the corner next to the surf shop.
Yes, yes. Oh
Oh,
my gosh. But
we've been there
anyway,
so many times, and my mind is just drawing a
I
complete
know, but
blank.
I remember
But I'll
that.
think of it. I'll
Oh,
think of it.
it was amazing, and that's one thing I remember about Carlsbad Village is that Italian restaurant. They just
Yeah,
such a
there's
good
some
stuff.
great restaurants, and
Oh
there are a
wow.
lot of new restaurants. Just even in the last couple of years, a lot of, like craft beer places and wine places, and there's a ton of coffee houses there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's really something for everything. There's a great Indian restaurant there. And my favorite, the Naked Cafe, which I love for breakfast. And yeah, so
Are
it's
they doing deliveries at this time?
a lot of them. Oh, deliveries. Some of them are. Some places are doing deliveries, but most places are open for pickup. And even over in Bressy Ranch in Carlsbad,
Okay.
there's a lot of restaurants over there, and
For
a lot of
pickup.
those are open too. And a lot of our favorites are open. Pelly's Fish Market, which is the best place for fish,
Okay.
hands down, in San Diego. I don't care what anybody else says. And we've got it here in Carlsbad, and we just ordered that the other night. So there's a lot
Oh,
of
wow.
places that are letting you pick it up. And I'm looking up the name of that one Italian place because
Hmm.
it's making me
What
crazy.
about the city officials in Carlsbad? How are they?
I don't know.
Are they? I mean, I was just the reason why I asked is I was just wondering what are the future plans for the city? If they're
Yeah.
doing anything that is just people need to know.
I know there was a lot of confusion over opening of the beaches, but I think that mostly had to do with our governor. But because at one point they opened other beaches in the county, but not Carlsbad, and then that might have had something to do with the city and the city council. I'm not really sure whose call that was, but I'm assuming it was the city. And then they said they were going to open the trails, but then they didn't open the trails, and I don't know.
So,
I mean, there was a big uprising, and especially in Encinitas, the Encinitas people were getting really upset,
oh, really? Wow.
protesting because the beaches weren't opening. And my whole opinion is, hey, the beach is always going to be there. If you have to just chill out for a little bit longer to make us all safe, you
Yeah,
should just
it will
do
be
that.
okay.
It's okay. They'll still be
Yeah,
there.
yeah, exactly. It's not
Yeah,
like it's the end of the world,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But
Anyway.
I am so glad to learn more about it. So do you think Carlsbad is such a great city for people to invest?
I think so. I mean, gosh, there's just so much here. I raised my kids here. They're both adults now, but we were just always doing things, always outdoors. There's so much to do, and so much to explore. And of course, you can always get in your car and drive to everywhere else in San Diego that has so much to explore. So I think it's always a great investment. Carlsbad and Encinitas are kind of little the next door sister cities, and
Yes.
I love it here. So I sell a lot in Carlsbad and Encinitas. Yeah.
Okay. And weather is always perfect, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it is. Although yesterday I was showing property in Escondido and San Marcos, and it was nice and hot. And then as I drove back to Carlsbad, it was this big, huge cloud layer came in, and it was drizzling.
So
It was
yes.
cold, and I thought, whoa! But one of the things you have to deal with living by the beach is you do get sometimes May and June you get kind of the gray and the gloomy and the
Oh yeah, I remember. I mean, I used to live in Carlsbad too. I think the Costa, right?
oh yeah.
Look, I lived there for I would say a year or
Oh,
so.
okay, nice.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful, really just a beautiful place. And I miss Carlsbad actually. I do.
Oh, come
Yeah,
back.
I know. I'm
It's
just,
your favorite.
right now I'm here in Temecula.
Yeah,
It's not too bad,
yeah.
but you can't really compare it to Carlsbad. I mean, Carlsbad is actually awesome. But Temecula has its own unique
Yeah,
features, the old town Temecula and the winery. So it has its own things that are happening too. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, the beauty about Carlsbad, you're right next to the water, and oh my gosh, just a walking distance for anybody, and all the stuff that they have in there. The restaurants is just so memorable for me too.
Yeah, yeah, we enjoy it. And I love working here. And it's so much fun for me when I have clients and I get to explain to them all about, the different areas, because like I said, each part of Carlsbad really has something different to offer. So,
Okay, so it's a full experience, right? When
yeah, definitely.
well, that's good. Well, I'm so glad I had a chance to talk to you. But I think overall, everything sounds good on real estate market.
For now, everything's doing great. And
Okay.
hopefully it'll keep up. And, like I said, it's so hard to just predict what's going to happen right now because we're just in such a state of the unknown, I guess, and a lot of people are afraid. And but you know, the show must go on. You can't you if you're planning to move, you know, this is a great time to do it. So you might as well.
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate your time, Rachel. Thank you so much for
Alrighty.
this video call, and I'm hoping that we can do this again. And
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, for all of you out there, if you want to reach out to Rachel, definitely do that because she is an expert in the city of Carlsbad. If you're
And
interested in that, definitely
and
connect with Rachel.
all over North County mostly, but I've sold property all over San Diego.
Okay, there you go. So
Yeah.
any area in San Diego, definitely connect with her.
Yeah.
And you know, you can also connect with her through Finest Women in Real Estate. She had some episodes on YouTube. There were some TV talk shows that she was in, and go in and listen to and watch those episodes of Rachel. And again, thank you, Rachel. And make sure that you share this video and also subscribe in our YouTube account, and you'll learn more from so many experts in our community. Thank you
Yeah.
again.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much. All
Okay,
right.
bye,
Bye,
Rachel.
Lee.